Everybody else gets out. Fool.
Hey, man. Yo, we are the cool ass dirty dudes.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, thank you for your service.
No problem, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. We
Two
are
trips to Kuwait, two to Egypt.
I'm here with Steve and Kev and your grown ass man, John.
Oh yeah.
It's a heck of an introduction this time. It was like we just came in like, yeah.
Hey, that was the introduction, man. Be all that you can be. No.
That's right. The Army.
Army strong.
That's right. That's
baby.
right.
Army
Army
strong.
strong, baby. I'm a glutton for punishment. Nah, I'm a policeman.
Oh, man.
I love helping my people.
Hey, man. Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Hey, man.
I think I was chosen to do it too, because the stuff I see, the average person couldn't handle, boy.
Hey, man.
I don't even know how I prepared for it.
More power to you, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
serious, man.
Amen to that.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you, man, because everybody ain't cut out for it. So the folks that kudos to you, man. Kudos. I was talking to this dude the other day, man. And he's former Army Ranger, and he was telling me about some stuff, man. And I told him, I was like, man, more power to you, man. And he thought I was being being funny, and I was like, no, man, don't be offended. I mean, for real, more power to you. I mean, thank you for your service, for real, dude. Like straight up, like, dude, like more power to you, because that's impressive. You for real. Like, don't be offended. Don't be offended by what I'm saying. Like for real.
No doubt. No doubt. I definitely don't get offended.
No.
I just don't know. After all these years, I don't know how to respond. Somebody say, thank you for your service. So I say, you're welcome. I guess.
Nah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That to me sounds kind of arrogant. Like,
No.
yeah, you welcome. You welcome. Yeah, I did it. No. You know what I'm saying? I say thank you back, and then I'm like, man, that was stupid.
No,
Thank you for what? They coming out of Walmart. Thank you for shopping at Walmart.
You know what would be a good what would be a good response for that?
What's that?
You say I just say I appreciate you.
No doubt.
That would probably be a good response. Appreciate it.
True.
That way
Now I know.
that's an humble acknowledgement.
To all you people out there who I didn't respond correctly, I appreciate it.
I don't know. I'm just thinking.
You know, I don't know why.
Because
You
I
would think
get
that
it.
as an easy response. It's
I
like, thank you. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome just sounds
It's just
funny to me.
no. I get it. Because
Thank you for your service. Like when I'm in uniform
you're
at
welcome.
work.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for your service. I'm like, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
It just doesn't seem right to me. Like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's right. Exactly. You feel me? You feel me? Like,
That's
yeah.
right. Took a bullet for you.
Exactly.
You
You welcome. Darn it.
Hey, and I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the compliment.
No,
Man,
man.
I'm glad somebody does, because I feel in this day and time, leading into our conversations as each week, as we need a lead in, I think we're being taught to not think now. We're constantly being taught to hate not only policing, but we're being taught. We're teaching our kids not to hate authority,
Authority, yeah,
to not
absolutely.
respect authority, and it's if you teach them to not respect police, they're not going to respect the military. They're not going to
Teachers.
respect the teachers.
Principal.
Exactly.
Anybody of authority.
And it's being seen over and over and over now. I mean, it's not just the news showing it, so we can't say that. It's social media is showing us.
Did you see this video of this dude? And it's not a black dude. This dude in this high school that got into a thing with his teacher. Okay, so it was at a high school, and this dude was going back and forth with one of his teachers, and all of a sudden he put his hands on the teacher. The teacher showed excellent restraint. It was two male teachers. The other male teacher kind of grabbed the kid, and they kind of escorted him out, without getting too rough with him. But the kid was still trying to fight the teacher. Finally, the school resource officer showed up. When the school resource officer showed up, that joker went, yeah! Threw that joker to the ground.
Yeah.
And it was like his joker went in the air, yeah! Whole gym, yeah!
That's what you gotta do.
But kudos to this male teacher, cause like you notice though Joker wanted to like
He
do
wanted
it,
to,
man.
yeah.
But this
Yeah.
dude was thinking about his 401k.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
You could tell he
Mhm.
was thinking like, man, I
Can't do it.
like
He
I want.
can. I can't. Hold him still till he
You know,
gets
because
it.
everybody was filming with everybody had their camera
Right,
phones
of
out,
course.
of course. But you
And that's the last thing you need.
Right.
That's
Right.
The last thing you need.
you know this teacher wanted to whoop that
Mhm.
kid's ass,
Absolutely.
man.
That's
Man.
what the days before the internet.
Oh,
the days
man.
before social media.
But even the days before that, when the teacher could whoop us, what happened? Where did they take that out? Because
Yeah.
when teachers could whoop us, it was
Yeah.
not a problem.
Right.
My parents didn't have a
Right.
problem with my
They
teacher
had
whooping
problem
me,
with you.
and my teacher didn't have a problem whooping.
Hey man, but this
When did it get taken out?
but this is a 17-year-old kid, man. 17-year-old kid is almost an adult.
Yeah.
17-year-old kid is almost an adult.
And they need to be body slammed.
A 17-year-old
Yeah, 'cause they
kid
big.
sometimes,
17-year-old
you know,
big these days,
that
too, boy.
a 17-year-old kid
They
should
grown
have
men.
that teacher should have been able to take that kid to the ground.
Mhm.
Even I mean, at the very least, that teacher should have been able to. And I'm not saying that teacher should have knocked the kid out, but that teacher should have been able to take that kid to the ground. And a teacher should have been able to pin that kid to the ground because the teacher was bigger than the kid. He should have been able to bend without repercussion, especially if everybody's filming it and the teacher's just doing that to be able to defend himself. Because
Yep.
at the very least, without repercussion, that teacher should have been able to do that. That just makes sense.
It does, but we have so much. We have I won't say it, the demographic of people. Remember the last person spoke of me showing my socks, but Dick Lee.
It's
White
fine,
man.
man.
And I appreciate her for doing that.
Nice and white, man.
But yeah, again, I go back to when did we get to this point? Because again,
Lawsuits.
right? But when did we get to the point where we started honoring all these lawsuits? That's one thing we need to stop honoring all these lawsuits. And I think but I think people are starting to stop chasing the lawsuits now because I know somewhere Ben Crump went recently, and you know when Ben Crump goes somewhere, that means he knows that we about to make some money, and he went, and it got quiet, and you didn't hear about it after the fact, like as if he won. So I'm wondering if judges are starting to say no, we're not going to honor that one. He's not guilty, or guilty, either way. Not guilty to whoever the authority is now, because that's what we're doing. We're at a point now we're suing authority.
I mean, because what it does, man, is like you have genuine lawsuits that need to happen.
Correct.
There's some people actually need to have their asses sued.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
But you tying up the system with all this frivolous stuff.
Right. And that's what I say. Where do we get to the point where we just allow so much ignorance into what was, in my opinion, the American institution, and it was so together when it came to the law. A lot of people, again, were mistreated in the law. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the transgender issue. It's like there's such a small population, but we allow that population to have all the power. And there was a small population of people that were mistreated in the system, but we allowed that population to have so much power. And that became the it thing to allow, okay, well, there's not that many, we can go back to saying, okay, this is how the police treat black men. They shoot all the black. No, they don't. It's a very small population of black men that were shot by the police. And all of them weren't bad shots. Some of them should have been, just like any white, Asian, anybody that gets shot by the police. There are a whole lot that should have been shot. Man, it sounds bad me saying, "Oh, they should have been shot," but this means that I say that because there was a gun pulled on them, or there was justifiable.
I'm saying, man,
There you go.
Hold on, man.
There were a lot of justifiable shootings.
Clean that up, please.
We just did.
I know.
Justifiable.
All right, yeah, justifiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it became
not clean it up. Clarify.
I know that. Yeah, they should have been shot. No, they justifiable shootings, and that became the it thing. And then you look at the numbers, and that'll be something decent to talk about too. We have a whole lot to talk about. That's what happens when we miss a week or two. We got a whole lot to talk about, but you look at the numbers of certain things, and it shows how we get to this point. But why do we allow the minority to become so powerful? And the minority is not.
Yeah, but there's a saying called the vocal minority, man. The loud, the squeaky wheel, man.
Well, it depends on how much political clout you have behind you.
The
Too.
squeaky
If you
wheel,
got-
man.
If you got
They-
political muscle behind you, you can be a minority and you get
make it.
a lot of noise.
Hey,
Yeah.
squeaky wheel gets oiled, man. You got to become the squeaky
Now,
wheel.
we could create a little group or something, whatever we want to be.
Right.
We don't have any clout behind us. And we can.
All you
we
gotta
have
do
no
is
sway.
all you gotta do is
But-
squeak.
Squeak. You got to have some clout behind you, though.
You just got to
gotta
find
have
that one powerful attorney
Yeah. You
or
gotta have
one
some
big
clout.
name to get behind you. And that's
Yeah,
what I think
yeah.
the problem is too, is we find the name, a celebrity, or again, a big time attorney. You know, back in the day, it was Johnny Cochran. No disrespect to Johnny Cochran, because Johnny did his thing. I have more respect for him than the latest big name attorney that goes to everything. But yeah, it seems like that's what it is. It takes that one big name or celebrity, and that makes it right. And I wish we wouldn't follow celebrities so much. Celebrities and
The
politicians.
celebrity worship.
Yeah, because they're just like us.
Just like
The
us.
only difference is they did what we wanted to do and they made it. We didn't. That doesn't make them any smarter than us.
And you know it's weird though when they do become celebrities, they become instant geniuses about everything.
Right.
I mean everything.
Right.
They're on the talk show. They're instant genius on foreign policy,
Right.
domestic policy, the law, everything.
Right.
What do you think, Beyonce? And they just wait with bated breath. What does Beyonce? Did you hear what Beyonce said about
True.
this? Like,
That is so true.
That's like that was what what Chris Rock said when 9/11 happened, when he was talking about what's his name? Who was it? Ja Rule.
hmm
They said well, we're gonna go to when they talk about the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said everybody else in the white community, they went to all these experts, and then they said went to the black community. he said we're gonna go to. They went to Ja Rule. Let's see what Ja has to say
Oh,
about
man.
this.
That's hilarious.
We don't give a doggone about what
That's
Ja
true.
has to say.
but you know what? That's true to today. That's the same thing.
Because it's
Wait,
who's hot.
It's who's hot and who has the influence over a large swath of people.
Ja
Right.
Rule got
I
to
mean-
do with 9/11.
I mean,
He lived in New York.
I mean, no disrespect to Ja Rule. I thought he was a brilliant artist.
You did?
For what he was.
Wow. Okay.
I like Ja Rule when he
Okay.
was hot, man.
I mean, listen. When you go to Cardi B
Right. Or Kim Kardashian.
or Kardashian or any of these folks to get but they have I know why they do it. They have influence, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want that influence. If
It's
you
like
got
Kamala
if you have-
getting what's her name to twerk.
yeah.
So you could get those
Exactly.
people that follow her.
If you have millions of followers, I don't care what you say or what you do, you got a lot of influence, and we just want you to tap into all that influence, and then when it drive them to the polls, and that's all that's about.
Yeah.
It's influence, man.
So speaking of influence and social media, I posted something on Facebook last week, and
About the YNs.
yeah, man, I said this. We need to,
Stop playing into the negative stereotypical names
Right.
or
Everything that bubbles up from
right.
the bottom,
So yeah,
normalizing it.
everything that bubbles up from the bottom. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kev. That's a good
From
way
the
to
gutter.
put it.
Straight from the gutter.
Say it again for the Chiefs.
Everything that bubbles up from the bottom, we tend to normalize it.
yes, we do.
That can be the end of the show, right?
You know what? I'm good. That is true, man.
That's it. That's, what
That's
we do.
true.
That's what we do.
We do
I
it.
really got nothing else to say.
And we are all for it.
Yep.
Name a
Normalize it.
club after it,
Yeah.
a saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's always something hard
Yep.
in our community. You know, and we love it.
Yep.
Oh, the YNs. We know exactly what we're talking about.
I mean,
It makes its way into movies and TV shows everywhere.
we gotta get. I mean, just because, and I got responses, people saying yes, we need to quit saying it, we need to quit using that. That was most of the responses, and I'm like, I'm happy about that. But I got a lot of people were trying to defend it from saying, well, they came up with it themselves. I'm like, okay, they did. That doesn't mean that we need to approve it.
Exactly.
And you feel it's disrespectful, correct?
Absolutely.
The reason I asked you that question is because I love one of the responses. I remember that, and one of the responses was you were like, well, they were like, we'll stop using YN when they stop calling us unk and old niggas and all that. And I was like, that.
Oh, no, no,
agree.
that was.
I'm not
yes.
against you. I'm saying I agree.
No, I
because
agree
they're
with that.
just as disrespectful towards us. I work with a lot of dudes. I'm 58. And these young dudes, look at these, here come the old cop, here come the old nigga. Like, I'm like, man, come on.
Did they really do that?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Not all of them.
Yeah.
But there's some,
Yeah.
we have some respectful
Yeah.
young cops that
Yeah.
are like, I
Yeah.
look to you all for whatever,
Yeah.
but we got some, look at the old niggas, here they come, they don't have to do nothing because they old, and we do. You know what I'm saying? But that's just their way to deflect because they don't do shit. But anyway, it's a whole other.
So they have so you got two different statuses that they get. Unk is disrespectful.
I feel it is.
Yeah.
OG is not.
Aren't they kind of?
No, it's not the same.
Okay, well,
It's not the
break
same.
it down, brother.
It's not the same.
Break it down.
OG is a term of
Original
endearment.
gangster.
OG is a term of endearment from them.
You don't think Unk is?
Unk is not.
Unk is saying you old.
Yep.
OG is saying you old.
OG is
I
acknowledging.
mean, it's original gangster, but it's still,
OG is acknowledging because
The term gangster in itself is a term the way they use
the
it
way that they
is a
use
term
of endearment. But OG is acknowledging that you have you've seen some seasons, but at the same time, they they respect your game.
I got you. I'm not crazy about either one of them, but I think
I'm
they're
just-
both the same to a certain extent.
I'm just telling.
I'm not saying that they use it. You could be right. One, they could use it for respect. The other, they couldn't. But I still think they're kind of both tied in. Because OG and Unk still means they look at you as old.
Yes, that's true. But I'm telling you which one they giving you respect and which one they not.
So you mean when they call me Unk, they're not respecting me?
Absolutely.
No,
There's-
I disagree with that. I'm not. I don't like I said. I don't like either one of them particularly to be called, but I don't think when they call me Unk. I don't think
I'm
they're
not
disrespecting
saying maybe not disrespect, but there's shade. There's shade in it. There's shade in it.
It's still both of them. Well, okay, we'll go back and forth, but I still think both of them are saying you're old.
OG, there's no shade in the OG. When they say OG, it's no shade. It's just acknowledgement.
I think a brother passed me in the store and it's like, "What's up, Unk?" I don't think they're being disrespectful. I don't like it, but I don't think they're being disrespectful. I don't like it because I know they're saying you're old. You know?
Hey man, we getting old. Man.
We are, but I don't. I think we're different. For some reason, I think our generation is different than any other generation ever. I don't know. I think it's from where we came, how we came up. I think
we're different.
We saw everything. Now, I don't put us over our parents and grandparents for what they went through by no means, because no. But we came out of that struggle that they went through to get us where we are, and we are the last of the generations that has some class and morals about us. Man. I think we're a little different than what is behind us.
Well,
in front of us.
Interestingly enough, man, at our age where we are right now, we're healthier than our parents' generation was at this age.
I don't know about that, because I would say
most. I was.
I think we have a lot more information due to the internet, but a lot more of us are on drugs, all kind of drugs that our parents weren't, because our parents moved. Our parents might not have known to go to the gym and work out and what it does to work out your biceps and triceps and pectoral. They just knew to go to the gym and basically do a prison workout. And I say prison workout because basically prison, you just lifting, but it got you in shape. Where now we have the information as to what will make a pinky muscle. There's no such thing. But you know what I'm saying? We have the information, but there's a whole lot more of us on drugs now due to health issues than them. And I think it's because they moved a lot more than we did. We are chilling, games, social media. We are chilling now. They didn't chill. They didn't sit down. They got up in the morning at 5, 6 o'clock. got ready for work, went to work, got off work, did work. They didn't come and sit down and get on social media and sit there for 8 hours, 6 hours, or game for 6 hours, 8 hours. And we didn't.
We didn't. Yeah,
We didn't.
stayed
We went outside.
We stayed outside.
So it's like it's skipping. Our generation, that's why I say I think we're different because the generations are skipping. Our parents did what they did. We went outside, and now the generation is sitting a lot more. These youngsters.
Oh, the youngsters
but I don't
but
think
I'm
our
saying,
parents were. I mean, I feel our parents and grandparents and I knew my great grandmother, and that to me says a lot because a lot of kids these days know their great because they having kids at 15.
their great
Grandmother
their
at 25.
Their
Yeah,
greats.
but that's due to morals and values,
Yeah.
as opposed.
But but back to the wine.
I think they were healthier.
But-
I think they were healthier. I knew, like my grandmother, if it wasn't for Alzheimer's, I think she'd still be here, and she'd probably be 100, maybe 100. I don't know, but exactly. But she was healthy well up through that.
Well, I'm saying that we're healthier because we have access to more information in modern medicine and things of that nature,
But we're bigger now.
We're bigger because of the foods that
Right.
the processed
And
foods.
we don't move. The processed
Processed
food, we
foods.
don't move as much.
It's like a double-edged sword, man. You know, we have more in abundance, and it's accessible everywhere you turn. At the same time, we also have access to more information, access to healthcare. It's on the corner. Urgent care is everywhere you go.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
You
It's
know,
like a
stuff-
double-edged sword, though.
like heart attacks are down.
Okay. Strokes seem to be up because of that blood pressure. Blood pressure's up. Back then, and I guess I can go back to what you were saying, kid, because I know back then they called it the sugar, which
sugar,
was
that's
diabetes.
Yeah.
And
That's
high
what they
blood
called
pressure
it.
was
Was-
running
That's what they
rampant
called
back
it.
in the
And
day.
then how
but-
much was high blood pressure undiagnosed?
True. That's a good
You
point.
know,
Yeah.
And how many the life expectancy of black men has actually gone up instead of down.
Now with the YNs. No.
I'm just
Right. It really hasn't.
I'm
I got you.
you know
You're right. That was a double-edged
Except for the YNs.
but
They lucky to get
just
past
in
18.
but in general, life expectancy is going up.
It'd be interesting to look at the statistics. It really
But-
would.
But we gotta, the point is we gotta just stop, buying into all of these negative stereotypes. It's every trend that comes along, trying to be cool, trying to stay in with the cool crowd
Yep.
and being hip, man. Sometimes it's okay to not be hip.
Yeah.
Like the name of what's our show? The Cool Ass Nerdy Dudes.
Yeah.
We ain't try to be hard. We didn't try to name our something. Let's sit back. We the three niggas that's, you know what I'm saying? And I feel you. I mean, when it comes to rappers, their names. When it comes to our restaurants, the names of our restaurants. Again, our terms of endearment. Everything has not only a negative connotation, but some kind of thuggish connotation. The names of our restaurants.
Shoot 'em up breakfast bar.
Right. Like Chris Rock. Chris Rock would have been like,
how you want your eggs scrambled?
you know what I'm saying? And that's how we talk to each other. That's how they talk to us in our restaurants. And it's really sad. John Gotti record label, John Gotti Productions. It's like, why should we be proud? Why can't we call that joint?
What's on the special today? I have a side of the drive-by.
Right. Drive-by eggs. That's 3 eggs, runny. It's like, dang.
Actual bullet fragments from the drive-by we had last
We'll
week.
shave some, just to make it look like it's been shot. When it gets to your table, we're going to hit it, and then the yolk is going to come out. That's going to represent, but we're going to put some red food coloring in it. So when it comes out, it's going to look like blood. That's just like, yes, it's everything we do, man. Our record labels, you can, like you said earlier, it goes back. Death Row,
That's
Bad Boys.
death.
I was cool with Russell Simmons' Def Jam. That's cool. That to me was like Def Jam. That's dope. I was cool
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
But Death Row,
Death Row.
we gotta be hard. All our rappers, like I said, especially now, I mean back in the day, you had Chuck D, KRS One, Cool Mo D, LL Cool J. Now you got Lil Yachty, Gunna, Young Thug.
Lil
You know what I'm
Uzi.
saying? Yeah. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's gotta it's
It's
gotta carry
psychological.
with you.
Yeah, that's psychological, man.
They don't care.
We become exactly what we think about in a lot of ways too. We become that violent name, that moniker that we give ourselves.
Hey, man.
And you gotta live
It
it.
bleeds into you, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta live it.
Yeah.
And I live by Woodward Academy, one of the largest private schools in the U.S., and all of them are taking their kids over there to go to school while they're preaching to other kids to
Yeah.
go shoot up your neighborhood, get every girl pregnant, do every drug. I mean, that's just, but like you say, we normalize it. But like I said, my street is lined with attorneys, white and black, doctors, white and black, and rappers who are taking their kid to that school.
Yeah, I mean, you look out for theirs. You know,
hmm
they'll sell the poison to your kid, but they gonna make sure they.
But they'll get on the Breakfast Club and they hard.
Yeah.
They get on the View and they hard. They get on, whatever shows, 107.9, and they hard.
Ignorant sells, man.
It sells.
Isn't that
And
crazy?
it spreads fast, don't it?
Well,
It spreads
but somebody else brought up this point. Ignorant sells because we don't own the media.
You think we would really change it though?
We did when we owned the media.
BET.
When we owned BET, BET didn't have all this negative stuff.
Did we? BET app. I remember BET.
When BET
After Dark.
was when BET
played
was
that.
owned
Teen Summit.
by us,
Cool. Yeah.
it did not have all of this negative stuff. It wasn't until Viacom bought BET that it
Started all the
flipped.
nonsense.
But why would we allow that if we know if it's negative though? Because a lot of black folks still worked at BET.
Money,
Either they were quiet, they're
Money.
complicit. They're complicit then.
money,
So that's just as bad to me.
money,
I get you.
evil.
Evil, but it's just as complicit. So we can't blame someone else if they're complicit. Those are our people, right? If they know that this is something bad particularly for our kids, and they're quiet about it, we don't stay quiet about anything.
So let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna. This is not an excuse. This is just a reality.
Yeah.
All right. So you've never had any real money, real opportunity. You've all of a sudden you have, the most you've ever made in your entire life was a minimum wage job, or maybe you had a chance. Maybe you actually came up and you were making $30,000-$40,000 a year with a decent job. Making $30,000-$40,000 a year, and this is in the '90s. Okay, so it's decent, and then all of a sudden you're in this situation where, oh, I'm making six figures now. This is real. Oh, but in order to keep the six-figure job, I got to start peddling this smut. I don't really want to do this. Well, this is what we're doing right now. And it's like, all right, so I'm about to walk away from this. Oh, by the way, this is what your bonus is. And that bonus is another $10,000.
A lot of money.
And then you say, okay, I'll just do this for another 6 months or whatever. Let me get my paper up. And then you look at the quarterly earnings. Oh, everything's up. Next thing you know, you're up for a raise. And you now instead of, $150,000, you're at $250,000.
A lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Life-changing.
Life-changing. Now, multiply that times 10 people. Multiply that times 20 people. You got whole teams of people doing that. And then you have other networks that are following suit. In that range, and it's a whole industry that comes up behind that. That's what happened. That's what happened.
So why do we complain that it's
I'm
them?
not, I'm not saying
no,
I'm
no,
not making I'm not making it.
I'm with you.
I'm not saying it's right.
No, right. I'm with you.
I'm mad about it actually.
Right. Because we sort of play both sides of the fence then. Because we say it's they who are pushing this on us. Because I've heard we don't own record companies, we don't own distribution, we don't own any of that. Because apparently, but the insinuation is if we did, we would do it differently. But we have this going on, and we have black folks making a lot of money off of this, but they're quiet about it because they're making a lot of money. But at the same time, they're saying, well, we don't own this, but they're complicit. So why are we allowing our own people to profit off of what we say is detrimental to us and keep quiet about it? That's what I don't understand.
And why don't we start our own now that we're
right.
that far?
Exactly. That's the part I don't get. If it's bad, and we know it's bad, but if we say it's them who are doing it, but we know it's some of us who are profiting off of it, that doesn't make sense to me.
Most of the time, when you have very successful black folks in media who are doing positive things in media, they are very quiet.
Okay. The question is why?
Because the minute they make a noise or a ripple, they end up
Taken away from them.
It is taken away from them.
So we profit off our own people
And blame everybody.
and blame everybody else and blame the other side of our population for it.
I'm with you, and I'm with you. I guess I look at it as to say, to a certain extent, you don't have a choice. Your choice is I can keep this $1 million a year job now, because 200,000 back in the day was $1 million now, or I could leave, and we know what happens when you leave. You get Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
It's like you are big now. You're so big now that if you leave, you could screw. I feel they did the same thing like Deshaun Watson. You know, when he left Houston, he made noise. He left Houston to go to Cleveland, but he made noise, and all of a sudden you got all these accusations. And it's funny. It does happen to us. I don't see it happening to anybody else.
Because we don't control any of the infrastructure.
Correct. I agree. I mean, the only person I really saw them bring down is Weinstein and Epstein. And Epstein's dead allegedly. Well, I think he's dead. I just don't think he committed suicide. But Weinstein. But other than that, when it was a black man, a powerful black man, they brought them Bill Cosby.
And the brother who's keeping his nose clean and he's quiet about it. He ain't saying nothing. You don't hear nothing about Byron Allen.
Nah.
That's interesting. And I'm not trying to think of something you hear bad about. I'm trying to figure out why. Because he is buying every business out there, and
he keeps his mouth shut.
Is that why?
Yes.
Is it why? Is that why they don't do anything to Denzel? Not that I want them to, but is that why they don't do anything to Denzel? Denzel shoots a lot of logic, but he doesn't really go against the grain. But he gives a lot of logic. So is that why they don't do anything to him?
Because Denzel stays out the headlines when it comes to, Denzel doesn't ruffle a whole lot of feathers. When he does say something, he'll say some stuff, but for the most part, he does not ruffle a whole lot of feathers. Mm-hmm. He moves strategically. He moves quietly. He does his thing. Like one of the big things that Denzel did, and there was not a huge amount of publicity behind it. When his son was a student at Morehouse. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know the story behind it. His son was a student at Morehouse. Morehouse couldn't play in any night games. Uh-huh. And that was pretty much the only time that Denzel was able to go to the games with some night games. Mm-hmm. So he was like, well, fine. I'll pay for the lights. Right. So that's the reason why Morehouse has night games. They will have night games. Wow. It's because Denzel he sent the money for them to put lights in the stadium.
Oh wow! Okay.
That was so that was something that he was able to do, and it was not a whole big.
Right.
There was no big press release.
That's going to affect. Yeah. Huh? It's not going to affect the power structure's money that he went out. Oh, he's he's going against the grain now. That was something that was kind of all right. You help the HBCU, and your son's playing football, and we want you at the games. That'll attract more people. But it's not you saying these YNs are out here doing this and we don't appreciate it and all that. So it makes a
He's
difference.
yeah.
It makes
So,
a difference
so
how you move.
Denzel ain't out here, causing riling, no political feathers. He. If you notice, he ain't said you've never heard him endorse any political candidate. You've never heard him endorse.
Closest you got is recently when him and Spike Lee were speaking about the latest movie they've done, and Spike is starting to speak out against Trump. Denzel made a comment. Wasn't a major comment, but it made me look and say, "Whoa, Denzel!" And it was along the lines of somewhat being against Trump. But yeah, you're right. They don't. He's not doing something major.
But you know, you still have
Yeah, I feel you.
you still haven't heard him. He still hasn't like just jumped into the political arena argument. He's and even if he does now at this point, he's an old man. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He got his.
He's unk.
He's unk. He's unk. But with B,
And the same thing with Samuel Jackson.
same thing. Yeah.
No, Samuel's is straight, fully left. Fully left, and I don't respect him like I used to. I saw a commercial, not a commercial. He did some kind of interview with somebody. They were speaking right after a police shooting. I don't know if it's justifiable or not, but Samuel's exact, I won't say quoted words, but it was like, I see what he's doing. I see something somebody's doing. He said something to the effect. At the end of it, he said, "But that still doesn't take over what the police are doing to us." And I was like, "Man, come on." Oh man, I'll pull up the interview. I know we say that a lot in a lot of our shows. We say we'll pull up something, but when he said that, it almost turned my stomach. 'Cause I'm like, you really? He said exactly, but still doesn't matter compared to what the police are doing to our people. I was like, I lost it for him at that point. I'm like, man, I really did. I don't know why it just turned me off from him. Because if him and somebody were talking about something, like I said, it was something where he didn't even have to bring that up. But he brought it up and that's exactly what he said. Regardless of what we see here, it still doesn't matter compared to what the police are doing to our people. And I get so sick of that because I'm like, they're not doing it that often. But anyway.
Yeah.
But Samuel is truly left. He is truly left. So
what do you think about? I was back on the BET thing for a second. They're getting rid of Soul Train
Awards,
and the Hip Hop Awards.
And the Hip Hop Awards.
So what do you think is behind that? What are your thoughts on that? What do you think behind
I
that?
don't have a problem with it. I look at it as it's gotten so wild, but whoever, maybe I don't know if it's the left or not, but they're looking at it as, oh, see, they're just showing us that they control us, and at any moment they can say we don't want this on anymore. Everybody looks at it different. That's how I looked at it. I looked at it as the shows are getting out of hand. They're getting a lot more complaints.
That's my
about
point. That's
violence,
my perspective.
the disrespect.
Yeah, because you get a lot of complaints from black folks. When
Right.
you look at those comments, and
Right.
when they have those clips on YouTube or whatever.
The shows were horrible.
Yeah, they were horrible, and black folks made it known that they didn't like that junk at all, man.
But
shows
you
were
got
horrible.
certain people saying that that's how they doing us. They look how they doing us. They showing us that they can control us by taking away two of the most important music award shows.
No, those shows were horrible.
I agree, but
Yeah.
I'm saying this is what a lot
I know
of the
people.
the
I know
pushback
what people were saying. I know exactly what people were saying, but those people are not. They're not operating in reality. And the reality is those shows were horrible. Now, do I think they should have gotten rid of the Soul Train Awards? No. I think they should. I think they need to maybe revamp.
Take
the
it back to what
Take it
Don
back.
Cornelius
Yes.
Yeah.
originally
Soul Train-
started the show.
Soul Train
Yeah.
Awards definitely should have been revamped.
Because Don wasn't for hip hop, really.
But first of all, you can't revamp the Soul Train Awards without revamping Soul Train. Because Soul Train doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So
yeah,
you should revamp Soul Train. Bring Soul Train back. Then,
but
or-
if you bring it back, you know what that means. You want to see it done like this. You
Yeah,
want to see it done like
right.
this, and you want to see it done like this. And if you leave that out, people are gonna complain. Well, that's a part of our culture now.
Right.
So therefore, you shouldn't leave that out.
no, but no. In order to bring Soul Train back, you got to bring what's called soul back. And the issue right now is that our commercial black music. What I'm saying,
Mainstream.
Yeah.
commercial black music doesn't have soul.
At all. At all.
Right.
At all.
That's true.
What's your thought on it?
That's true. I was on the line with you on it just we talk about it was a vehicle for that bubbling up from the bottom. It was a vehicle for that, and it spread, and it was a vehicle to spread it. And I didn't. It passed us by, our generation. Soul Train. We remember Soul Train. We remember. The Motown 25, where it was like you was in awe when you saw these people perform, and it's just
Classy.
it has been degraded because they're featuring whoever the popular artist is, whoever's selling.
Right.
It doesn't matter what their content is.
Right.
Whoever's selling is going to be the headliner. Cardi B and your Meg Thee Stallion types are going to be the headliners, and it was degraded. To me, again, we weren't the demographic anymore anyway.
Right.
You know, they shooting for hell, someone close to your daughter's age.
Right, sure.
That's who they're trying to get to watch. But the feedback, I think it was just coming from black folks was that we don't like this. We don't like this, and I think that had an impact on it.
You know, the CMAs, Country Music Awards. They got they caught a lot of flack for not allowing Beyonce, into the CMAs.
And I'm glad they didn't, but go ahead.
And yeah, I feel you on that. And I'm not a fan of the whole Cowboy Carter.
By no means.
And I'll tell you the reason why, because it's I'll be the first one to say it's not a country album. I've listened to the whole
Well, not
album.
only that, she's not a country artist.
I equate Beyonce to Barbie. Like when you have you have a daughter, Barbie. They have like astronaut Barbie. Then you have
Right, interchangeable Barbie,
diver
whatever
girl,
you want to make her. Yeah.
scuba Barbie.
Right.
Then you have race car Barbie.
Race car Barbie.
Then
So whatever's popular will make her.
You put a hat on her, put a
Facts.
cowboy hat on her.
cowgirl Barbie.
Yeah.
Beyonce's done
And
that.
unfortunately, they have the popularity and the money to do that.
So so Beyonce's last record before this was disco or house, house music.
Right.
House music. Beyonce never did house music
Right.
before. She did a house music, or next thing Beyonce's probably going to do is going to be Afrobeat, because that's what's been
Because it's popular.
it's been popular.
And she wants to make it, a statement.
Yeah.
That's what I get sick of us doing too, making a statement
Yeah.
about everything.
So
It's
that's-
sickening now.
So she just
Yeah.
So I think so. This was her attempt at trying to do a country record, which was not really a country record. That's number one.
But look at what it did to people. It made people say, yeah, because the history is we started country. Everything that.
And we did.
Okay, but
We
still-
absolutely did. But here's the thing: there's so many other black country artists that are dope.
Right. There's a lot of black country artists out
that
there
are
right now.
so dope.
There's a lot of them out there.
And so
Yeah.
go with one of those.
Yeah.
Go with one of
but
them.
it's not popular. They're not
Right.
popular. They got to use the name.
But
So they use
Beyonce ain't it.
Oh, I feel you.
There's a whole lot of them that are.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I'm not mad, because the CMAs, their production value and their production level, they hold it to a standard.
Yes. Yeah.
They hold
do.
it to a standard.
They do.
And they refuse to drop their standard.
Yeah, and that's good.
And I love the fact that
Yeah.
they hold the line.
Yeah.
Now, do I think it's too vanilla? Absolutely, I do. Do I think it's not representative of the truth of what is country music? Absolutely, I think they are gatekeeping, and not keeping truth of what the origins of country music. There's so many black country artists that they're not allowing into that platform. So, but I do think the standard that they are holding
Right.
is absolutely needs.
And
to
that was my
maintain-
thing with
They need to maintain that standard.
That was my thing. When you crack your door open to that a different element.
You're going to turn into the
Yes, because
BET
now
Awards.
that person wants to do their little country. And now if you don't let them on, now you got it's racism and all this stuff. So I want country to stay exact. I like country music. I'm a country music fan, and I want it to stay as
Country.
it is. I don't want you to bring that standard. That's what's happened with R&B. That's what's happened with the Soul Train Award. The standard was high. Standard ain't high no more.
Right.
It ain't high no more. I don't want that to happen.
Country
in
music
country.
needs to hold the line.
And
Country
yeah,
music.
hold the line.
And that's the
exactly.
last one.
Hold the line. Hold the
Country
line.
music is the CMA Awards is the last
Hold
one.
the line.
Hold the line.
Because
Hold the line. But y'all do need to y'all do need to acknowledge that you got other folk.
Yeah.
It ain't Lily White.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, it ain't Lily White.
It's a lot of
But y'all
people
need to
out there.
but hold the line
Hold
with the
the line.
standard.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Darius Rucker ain't the only one.
what you think about Shabuzi? All right.
I like
So
Shabuzi.
what do you- I mean, no, he's not bad. He's really not.
I like-
He's
I
definitely
like-
more country than Beyonce. but
Definitely, no. It's Shabuzi. Shabuzi is literally that crossover kind of
he
country.
is. I would go see him at a little club. He'd
Yeah.
have everybody. I think he has everybody's.
Because you got I like the little country hip hop thing.
You think that's what he's really doing?
It's like a country-
I don't see it, and I don't see any hip hop in him. I think he's truly that art. If you didn't know he was black, I don't really think you would say that's a black country artist. I think you just say that's an interesting country song, but I don't think from when I listen to him, he has a style that's his own that lets you know it's Shabuzi. But if I didn't know he was black, I wouldn't know that song was a black artist.
For me, it's his
And it doesn't bring a hip hop
the-
element.
His the cadence of his rhythmic singing. His cadence is hip hop.
Okay,
That's what makes it feel hip hop to me.
I got you.
The cadence. It's very kind of like the triplet pattern. It's kind of reminds me. It's kind of reminiscent of like Bones, Thugs and Harmony.
Okay.
But that's it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Grammys? Now everybody's pulling out of the Grammys because they're saying it's too racist. Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't been in the past, but my thing is I think we're getting to the point now where we want to be so included in everything. It's going to be what's the trophy everybody gets? Not the acceptance trophy, but you know how they say everybody gets a trophy.
Oh, the participation
trophy.
Participation
I think that I wouldn't want to be an artist now getting a Grammy because of that. Because I feel like I don't feel like
trust and believe the Grammys are still very hard to get.
even though now everybody's protesting because right now they're talking about a big protest and they're talking about not only black artists but big time white artists. And I think it's
Grammys
the white guilt.
Grammys is still very hard to get.
Okay, well, we'll see because this year they're talking about a huge protest.
They even
Okay.
I can't talk about it on here.
Well,
Dang it.
from what I want to say about it, I
Go ahead.
think it's going to get to that point of it's going to be participation trophies.
Well,
And I
I
wouldn't
can
want
talk
that.
about certain things though. I
Like
can't say
the
what I was
Oscars.
about to say on air.
I got you.
But the Grammys, the thing about the Grammys that the Grammys is not a organization that's based upon people are mad because they want to equate it to album sales, and they think that just because your record sold so many copies that you're entitled to win a Grammy.
Okay.
That has never been the case for Grammys.
Based on quality.
It's based upon what your peers, people in the industry, it has always been a peer related thing. It is the Academy. So basically it is so you have to be an invited member to be a part of the Grammys and then a voting member of the Grammys. So it is not based upon album sales or anything else. It is really based upon, in order to be in the Academy, you have to have been either an engineer, songwriter, producer, or executive producer affiliated with a certain number of, I think at least 12 published or public produced recordings. I might be wrong in that number, but I think that's the number. And then you have to be accepted, into the organization. Now, once you're accepted, you receive a ballot. of all the things that have been nominated and there's a whole nomination process. There are multiple rounds of things that are nominated in all of these different categories. Everything from sound recordings all the way up to, you know, album of the year, song of the year, how things were engineered, all kinds of things. It's much more than what people see on the televised show. There's what you see on the televised show is only about maybe 10% of the actual Grammys. The show is not long enough, not enough time for you to see all of the stuff. That's why sometimes you'll see
John Bill gets an award, but he was accepted at 5 o'clock today when the show wasn't on.
they'll show like just a clip,
Yeah.
during right before they go to commercial,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. That's what they do.
And plus, the celebrities bring their eyeballs.
Correct.
Bring the eyeballs to the show.
But they it's really about it was one year that Herbie Hancock won Album of the Year, and I think he beat out, if I'm not remember correctly, I think it was Justin Bieber, and everybody was like,
Robert Glasper. I think that was Robert Glasper.
No. This is Herbie Hancock.
Right, but Robert Glasper beat out somebody that
More
people
recently.
were like, they were like, who is Robert Glasper?
Yeah.
And Chris Brown. And Chris Brown made a big deal out of it.
Right.
And that's when the people like you and I were online like,
But
YN, you need to chill out.
But people were like, they were mad that Herbie Hancock beat out Justin Bieber, and it clip cut to Justin Bieber and he was like, you could see him like, it's Herbie Hancock.
They did the same thing with Robert Glasper. Same thing.
But what you don't realize, and this was an album that Herbie Hancock had collaborated with all of these dope artists and done some. And it was a brilliant album that he did, and it was an album that was Grammy worthy because everybody in the Academy realized how dope and the quality of this record.
Yeah,
no, this album did not outsell Justin Bieber's album,
Right.
but the quality of it and the beauty of it and the artistry in it that went into it was Album of the Year.
Yeah.
That's what it needed.
Yeah. It resonated with the artists.
It resonated with the people in the
people who
Academy,
recognized.
with the folks that recognized.
Yeah.
It was not, so it's never been about, the Grammys has never been about the fan base. That's what people don't realize. It's never been about the popularity contest. That's what the American Music Awards used to be. That was about album sales and fan base. That's what the Billboard Awards was. That's what MTV Awards was.
Yeah. The Grammys it's
Exactly.
an
The
industry,
Grammys was
it's an industry award.
the Grammys was
artistry.
was an academic award for
Yeah.
the college.
Not the popularity
it was-
contest.
It was about, this is the quality of work that we're putting together.
Gotcha. Yeah. That
It
makes
is a
sense, yeah.
judgment of your peers.
Yeah.
It's the
And
nerdy
these-
people.
Yeah,
Like, yo, you
the
all
nerdy, the
not
cool,
the popular because everybody loves you because you're cute.
Right.
and that's
your-
what folks don't
Your
realize.
talent.
And that's what, and these folks are mad about it.
Yeah.
Now, granted, for many, many years, a lot of times, folks were excluded from that because, there were black folks that were excluded. Latino folks were, people of color were excluded from that because of, let's just call it racism for years. But in more recent years, let's say in the last 30 years, that hasn't been the case. Michael Jackson and Prince tore down those walls. Well, actually, before then, there were many black artists tore down those walls. So now you have, Quincy Jones tore down those walls. Quincy Jones was the before Beyonce had more Grammys than anybody else. Now, I think Beyonce is the most Grammy award winning artist of all time right now, which So she surpassed Quincy Jones. But they just give her Grammys.
And they're still protesting.
And she's mad because she didn't get album of the year. Write an album of the year.
Right, that your peers
Basically.
recognize as album of the year.
Go write an album of the year. And I know the Beehive's gonna come after me, but I don't care because write an album of the year.
I was thinking about the Beehive, and this is on and off the subject, but it's on Beyonce. I think about black folks when we follow suit when people speak. Oh, Trump's in office, and it's way off. And the economy is horrible now, and which is not. But the economy is horrible. But I notice one thing about our folks. When the economy is horrible, why is it that you can afford a $700 Beyonce ticket? And you want to be the best looking person at her concert, so you buy a $1,000 outfit. But, like I said, it's on and off the subject. That's just kind of, I just, I wonder these things. I think about these things that make you go, You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The economy is horrible. Oh,
Shout out
Trump
to
is
Arsenio Hall.
Yeah,
Can't
no
pay
doubt,
my
my
rent.
man. And it's just, but
rent money on a
Yeah.
ticket to see Beyonce.
But and when she adds another show,
Right.
you gonna come up with the money for that.
Yeah.
But you can't come up with the money. You know what? It's another show.
It's another show.
A whole
That's
nother show. But you gotta think about those
People
things.
buy what they want and
Yeah.
then claim they don't have money for the things they need.
Right. But like I said, not
I buy
only
what I
did you
want.
splurge for that ticket, you got the outfit.
Yeah, outfit.
You know how many cowboy boots and hats and Daisy Dukes?
And that ain't including the whole weekend. It's like a weekend thing. From whatever, if her show's on a Saturday night, they start Friday. They party on Friday, go to the thing on Saturday, and keep it going through Sunday.
Their rent gonna be late though.
That's something. But the economy is horrible.
The economy is tough, man. Their rent gonna be
Oh
late.
my goodness.
Their rent gonna be late.
Yeah. It's funny, and this is again on and off the subject, man. 'Cause my mind is just, I'm sure all of our minds are just going 1,000 miles. And I got to give a shout out, man. I've had 3 things, because I don't like to look at the negative of everything. It's like I see we get so many positives. You ever notice people that say, this happened to me, and I can't believe this happened to me, but you don't look at the 10 good things that happened to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
somebody might,
Yeah.
But three things have been put in perspective tonight. And I just thought about that with you. It was funny. It was 3 days in a row. What you just said. I love being educated, even on things that may not be the most popular things. What you just said about the Grammys, that just, you put something in perspective. The mother of my child, we had a conversation, and it was a great conversation. And we were talking about our daughter, and how she's changing. I mean, she's 12, so things are changing, and I don't know. It seems like it's harder on fathers when you're used to your daughter being, daddy,
Yeah.
and your daddy's great, and it goes from daddy to dad. Yeah, whatever. Like, hey, how are you? How was your day? Good. So, how's school? I hate it. So, can I get a hug? You get the side hug, like. She don't put her arms up,
Yeah.
And I had that conversation with her mom because I was like, yo, what am I here for? I was thinking about, what's going through my head is Jamal Ahmed's song,
What am I here for? Yep.
And I was like, and she said, well, I don't feel bad for you. And I was like, I was ready to argue. And I hate that because we've had arguments in the past. And, it's just, I was ready. But she was so calm and cool. And she, through all of our trials and tribulations and even good things, she's a great mother to our child. She was calmly just put it in perspective. And I was like, wow. I had to look at the phone like, but, she's like, I don't feel bad for you. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I just want to know, do I still need to be around? Do I still need to go pick her up and take her here and there? Because, she was like, Steve, she does me the same way. She said it's hormonal changes, and it's just like that, and that's how it is. That's how it's gonna be.
It's called being a teenager.
Yeah, she wants to be around her friends now. Things because it's like I have her in Muay Thai.
My teenage boys did the same thing.
I look back at
It's different.
I did the same thing.
It's not the same as girls, but it's different.
Right.
But my
we
teenage,
went through it. I went through it. I
My
look back.
teenage-
I did the same thing. I was
They
going
had-
through a woe is me phase, and now that I look at it, I'm like, why? My parents gave me everything I needed and damn near wanted, and I had no reason to be woe is me. But I remember times of being that way at that age.
Self-discovery, man.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's cool because, like I said, she put it in perspective, and she was so calm and cool. She's like, she wants to be around her friends now. She says, not about what you want. You can't make her. Because, I had a Muay Thai, and I'm like, yeah, you're going 3 days a week, and you're going to be the best. And now she goes damn near once a month. I'm like, I need to take her out of it. And she's like, well, she still likes it. So are you going to take her out of something that she likes just because she doesn't want to do it as much? And then she's playing volleyball now. She really likes volleyball. So, you just gotta kind of go with the flow. Yes, we still need to be their parents, but you gotta go with the flow. You gotta gauge their interest and understand it's not personal.
He's growing
They're
up, man.
going through the
Going through
changes.
the change, yeah.
And so that was one of the things that was
That's
it made
one to
it
grow
easier.
on.
Yeah, it made it easier. And a shout out to the mother of my child
All
for
right.
putting it
Shout
in
out,
perspective
Hey.
and you made me feel a lot better about the situation because, like I said, it used to be daddy, and we go and everything's fun, and now it's like she's riding and looking like I hate this mother. You know what I'm saying? Like this baby, well, I can't wait to get out of his trunk. I gotta look by. Are you okay? Are you okay? Tell me what's wrong. Do you not want to be around me? It's like, remember that Richard Pryor. It was a Richard Pryor skit where he was talking about women are so calm, and we're the ones that get crazy. Like, I want to argue right now. I'm tired. I don't feel like you did this. Did this, and she was like, okay. Well, what do you feel? I need to know. I'm tired. She was like, I feel good. But I don't, it was something to that effect. And that's how I am now. I turned, are you okay? Yes, Dad. Not daddy's. Yes, Dad.
Oh yeah,
Do
once you move into dad.
You want me to pick you up anymore? Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
so.
crossed over, brother. When you go from daddy to dad, you crossed over.
Man.
And they give you just enough.
Just
They ain't gonna
enough.
give you no more than they want you to know.
Right.
Give you just enough.
Oh my God.
But
But that was the perspective. What you did was perspective. And I had a cousin come by. She's like my dad's first cousin. She was talking. She came by yesterday and talked to my parents, and it was just a good conversation. And she was just breaking down health. And she was like, no matter what age you are, she's like, here I am, 75. She's like, I have to move. I have to do something every day, or else I will sit here and wade away, whatever the word is. But she's like, I have to move. And she's like, there's no excuse to not do something. No matter how bad you feel, no matter what shape you're in, you can do something. If you can't do nothing but move your finger like this all day, every day, it's better than you just doing this all day, every day. And I'm like, these types of things, when you put certain things in perspective, it's an educational moment. And it's education that's needed. Because when you put more things like, even though, what's a Grammy gonna do? What for me? Nothing. I go watch the show, but just to hear what you said and be educated on, it still makes a difference. It makes me look at something where I won't go and say, well, darn it, that's racist, or darn it, that's this or that. And I say that you put it in perspective because I can appreciate the education behind it. And I'm gonna shut up in a minute. You know how I get.
No, you're
but
fine.
I say that because I get so sick of us thinking that we know so much about something through watching a show or going through social media. When you got somebody who's in the industry to explain something to you. When you got my cousin who's gone through, whatever, to still be where she is and still be in good shape at 75 to say this is why. Instead, and for the mother of my child to say, hey, it's emotional because you were daddy, but now, yeah, she's changing. She's got to grow into her own. She can't do what you do, what you want her to do. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, we all would have been something probably different than what we are now because of what our parents wanted us to do versus what we wanted to do. So those are just three things in 3 days that actually I can appreciate the education behind it. And it means a lot because it changed me. I told her that yesterday. I said, I really have no excuse. I'm in good shape for my age, but because of my eating, I know that's my issue. I need to do better. And you do better. They say you know better when you know better. You do better. You know better when you get educated on certain things.
Absolutely.
And I say that let's bring that all to
people start educating yourselves about things and not going by what you read on social media or what you see on some TV show because some celebrity or politician said it. They are people just like you.
Yeah.
They're people just like you. And none of them know what John just told me. None of them know politically what Kevin probably knows. And none of them know, what I'm going through with my daughter. Good or bad. And she's not terrible. It's just, it's changing. And I have to
Adapt.
be able to handle exactly. I have to learn how to handle it, adapt to it. So,
And you will.
yeah,
And you will.
yeah, no doubt.
And you will.
Like I said, she put it in,
Yeah.
she broke it down so cool.
The
I
only
was like,
thing that's
"Oh,
constant in life is what?
change.
And taxes.
And that's good. Oh my God. And death.
And what do and we have to deal with change, man.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all those perspectives, man, that's my perspective through it all. That's what I gained. Like I said, people, let's stop being so gullible. Let's stop bowing down to these celebrities and politicians. And let's start doing our own thing. And the biggest thing, let's get educated. Let's get educated.
Get educated, get moving,
Word up.
get financially aware.
That right there.
Handle
Be
your
better
business.
today. Be better tomorrow than you were today.
Yep.
Handle your business. Hey man, we the cool ass dirty dudes.
Yes, we are.
One more time.
Hey, man.
One more time. Be all that you can be.
In the army.
You all know all the things I did in the Army? Did a lot.
That's another shit.
2 tours in Kuwait. I was airborne. I was a master fitness trainer.
You jumped out of airplanes?
I did. I was airborne. 5 jump chumps is what they call it. Because I didn't go to an airborne unit. Went to airborne school. Fort Benning.
Yes.
Just whatever it is now. I don't even know what it's called now.
They changed it for Ben?
You know they changed
They changed the name?
everything. Yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
something
No,
I
they
don't even
changed
know.
it back.
Did Trump change it? Trump
said
is
it-
changing a lot of them back. So might be back to
Oh,
big.
wow.
I don't know if it is back now.
I don't know.
But he's changing a lot of stuff back to what it was, which I don't have a problem with. We can't just erase history. If we're going to erase that history, let's erase all history, which we shouldn't do. Just that's what it is. His story. Now make your story. Oh, shut up.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.